Here we have the center console and the main media dash system. I'm hoping everyone can sort of see this as I go through the main facts. Here we have the main menu for the radio and a lot of the navigation functions. This is what you see when you are messing around with the center console, pretty much. It's very basic. There isn't a whole lot of modification that you can do to the system. Even something as simple as changing color on this just has not been optimized. So I'm going to go through some of the settings with you. Obviously you can see from here, the only display it's going to give you is the name of the song, the top 40 style of the station, and not much else. So here, as I was saying, you can't optimize even something as simple as the color in the system. It gives you different light modifications to go along with at least somewhat of what I consider more safe driving, so you're not being blinded. And if you can see that, all it did was get dimmer or brighter. Very basic. Now I moved on to the navigation screen, which you would think would be one of the main features of, wanting this system in your vehicle and not having to mess around with it and be distracted while driving or have to pull over in order to input, where you'd like to go. When I think of comparatively what you have with options on your phones these days, this is just not cutting it. As well as this display, again, being so basic and not very intuitive for the user once you start getting back out into some of these main menus. Such as this. You go back one screen and this is what you see. Basically, so many options, and most importantly, it's nothing of what you're looking for. Most likely, it needs to be simplified and more user-friendly. Now this is the output display for the mapping feature. So say you want to go somewhere and it's navigating you there, this is what would display, like in relation to Google Maps or anything else. It's 2D, you can't really mess with the resolution, and this is as fancy as it gets. Now, as much as you can optimize it is the 3D screen, which is displayed now, and there's really not much more to that either. It doesn't offer a street view, it doesn't offer a lot of the easy zoom features that you're familiar with touchscreens. It is touch responsive, but just doesn't allow for you to do the things that you're accustomed to when using this type of a system anywhere else, like on the computer, on your iPads, or on the phone. Now I'm just going to go through an overview of kind of where this system is located in the vehicle, not that you're probably not familiar, and what some of the other buttons look like around it, and how busy the whole system is and the setup. This has remained the same for at least over 4 years of models of this vehicle. And I believe only now in 2014, after doing some research, have they started to change what's going on with this in order to optimize it kind of more like it needs to be done, but still probably allows for a lot of improvement. Over here on the dash, it's equally busy. In this little screen where you're able to run through some modifications that they have done in the past, which is vehicle speed, fuel economy, trip info, the terrain setting you're on, your tires, stuff like that. There's just a lot of stuff with options to go over and review additional things within this display that aren't on the center console display, with these additional buttons utilized to service it from the steering column. Okay, so now I'm going to go through some of the technology that was present at the same time as far as cell phones, because that's kind of where I'm going with why these systems are so out of date for the time. So as you can see, media in 2010 versus the media system in your vehicle as far as phone versus car is quite different. And it reminds me of the guest speaker we had where he's talking about your brand showing through your technology, and it's just not being done here. So these are just the top 10 cell phones in 2010, and this vehicle is an 11 model, just to give you an idea. Whether it's the iPhone, I think this is an iPhone 5, all of it just doesn't fit with the media in the automotive industry side. So now I'm going to go back and show you the 2013 model of the Jeep and what they display yet again, just to kind of bring it back. This is the same center console that I showed you initially. So now let's look at moving forward. This is the most advanced system that we have today.
Option which you can get when you have the Audio 20 or Command Online infotainment system. And with this Drive Kit Plus for the iPhone, you have basically a full integration of the iPhone in the car. And what you see on the screen here is basically an iPhone app. We call it Digital Drive Style app. So kind of, you know,
now, this is a system built on top of another system. This isn't ideal, but this is the best we have.
Everything basically you see here is coming driven from an app. You see the iPhone here in the glass box. It's an app which we fully designed and developed in Palo Alto. And we have grouped the features under social media and places. So on the social we have Facebook, we have Twitter, events, social playlists.
And the screen isn't built into the vehicle, it's an addition. And it's compatible with the iPhone brand, so it's branded to iPhone, even though it's in your Mercedes. It's not their brand, so it still needs more specifications to meet the needs of technology today.
Of course, to minimize driver's distraction, we only allow, text-to-speech while driving. You cannot look at the text message itself, only by part.
And this is just a wheel-driven interface. There's not a touch screen. That's correct.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yes, that's right. And we have integrated social, kind of as a platform into the whole application, so you can share, the music you're listening to, as you can see, and this is dynamic information with the actual song which is currently playing. You can, post that on Facebook, for example, or via Twitter.
So now you can see a lot of the options that are at least available for the future. This is something that I found that was in Europe. I don't know how long or if it's already in the States in some areas if you have enough money. But as I said before, it's still not integrated into the vehicle in each brand of vehicle in order to specialize. And it doesn't allow for, your phone to be placed in and become the center console per se, which would allow users to already be familiar with the format and how to utilize the system, and then just have it, download the appropriate system settings or something for the type of vehicle you might purchase. Just like this is an app that is placed in the iPhone to run on the Mercedes system. Something similar could be developed for whatever smartphone you might have that would also allow the system to not become so expensive to replace, and just a lot of variety given. So I've let this continue on in case you want to learn a little bit more about it. It's kind of a long video, but it is informative, and it shows you some more about at least like the different displays and the video quality, the mapping options that are all going to be available, and why this has taken so long in this day and age is surprising. And that was what I wanted to focus on for this technology review. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something.
So it really doesn't matter it doesn't matter what interface or basically what infotainment solution you have in the car in terms of what OS it is. So this can be QNX, it can be Microsoft Auto. It really doesn't matter because everything you see here on the screen is driven from the app on the device. So that means we really use OpenGL, for example, in this iPhone app to drive this these animations and things, and And you see, for example, we have these glass tiles, we have this glossy surface, you see the mirroring towards the rear, towards the bottom, and basically all just made, to look beautiful and to be easy to use.
So just to recap, the main features of this this new iPhone integration is that the social media, so entertainment, so that'd be audio playback, like maybe internet radio, things like that.
That's
Anything
right.
else? Are there any other connected features?
Of course, we have Places, and under Places, we have a full onboard navigation solution, and we have worked with Garmin. As you know, basically the Navigon application is currently #1 in the iPhone App Store, and that's basically what we are using here. So we are using, Garmin's iPhone navigation solution.
Do you have to have the iPhone connected to have navigation or not?
That's right.
You do?
You need to have it connected, and of course you can share from here also your location.
So do you need the Navigon app installed on your iPhone, or do you just need the Mercedes app installed?
You just need the Mercedes app. It's already coming in this package. And
so is there a different navigation system available when you don't have the iPhone in, or is there no navigation without iPhone then?
Oh yeah, do you have Becker Traffic Pro?
We have the Becker Map Pilot, for those customers which don't have an iPhone, so they can get that and can get traffic with that. But for customers with an iPhone, we believe that this solution is, even much more attractive.
So with the Becker one, it's just standard, RDS TMC type traffic, sort of.
That's correct.
And then with this, you've got stream traffic data over the internet.
We have IP-based traffic from INRIX in here, and we have some other offboard-based features like points of interest from Google. So you can search with Google. We have Google Street View implemented as well, and brand new, and we are also first to market with this actually is Glimpse. I don't know if you've heard about Glimpse, but Glimpse actually is a company in the US, a startup company, and they have patents on sharing your location real time with friends, with coworkers, with others. So you can share between 5 minutes and 4 hours your location. Let's do this here for 10 minutes. You can share it on Facebook or Twitter with a link basically to a map which shows you driving on the map. So what I do now here, I select, let's share my location with Bill for 10 minutes. And what's happening now, Bill will receive an email with a link. When he clicks on that link, basically a map will open and show me for those 10 minutes on the map. And we see a lot of use cases actually, you're on your way to a meeting, you're stuck in traffic. Right now you have 5 people calling you, where are you, when will you arrive? This way you can do this proactively. People see your location on the map and the proximate ETA. They don't need to disturb you in the car, maybe some fun use cases, you're on your way home and you share this with your family and with your kids, and your kids know exactly when daddy comes into the driveway and when to wave at the window.
Does the navigation system support Google Send to Car?
We have Google Send to Car with Command Online. So we can switch basically, to the onboard system with Command Online. Right. And let me mute.
And is that still using the iPhone for internet connectivity, or is it now using integrated internet connectivity?
So this is using basically your device. It just needs a device with dial-up networking. Very soon, also with the private area network profile. And I can go into the Mercedes-Benz apps. So this is the onboard solution, with fully integrated Mercedes-Benz apps with Command Online. The other solution, the whole iPhone integration with this digital drive style app and the Drive Kit Plus for the iPhone is for both, for Audio 20, which doesn't have a navigation on board, as well as for Command Online, if customers, choose to get that option. And I can show you briefly the Mercedes-Benz apps as well for Command Online. All of this is basically a cloud-based solution. Everything you see here runs in the browser. Even though all these apps, and the integration looks like onboard applications, all of this is actually HTML code, basically running in the browser, fully integrated. And as you can see here, we have Google Local Search with Street View and Panoramio. We have weather forecast and weather maps. We have news. We have Yelp, only in the US market currently. But as soon as the penetration in Europe is wide enough, we will enable that in Europe as well.
And there's a web browser of some description, isn't there? Is that right?
And of course we have a web browser, but only while standing still. And then here you can see the points of interest and routes download from Google Maps. And we are the only OEM actually which allows the sending of Google Maps routes. And the routes you can customize with these white dots as you are used to in Google Maps, and then send them to the car. You can plan your whole vacation, with 20, 30 routes, send them to the car, and then you have them on board. And then Facebook implementation, and European Championship, just for the European Championship with 90 of. We have this only in the German market right now for the 3.5 weeks basically. But it's